Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be re-dyeing my hair black. So if you all have seen my most recent hair dyeing video, I tried Manic Panic, which is a semi-permanent hair dye. I'll link that somewhere in the eye, down below, whatever, just in case you wanted to check that out. But essentially the end of that video, I kind of was just saying the application of it kind of sucked in my opinion, but the color was really nice and I really did like the color. But I will do a quick little update with that because it has not been too long that I've had my hair dyed from the Manic Panic and it's already gone. Now I wasn't expecting it to last a super long time because it was a semi-permanent hair dye and I just kind of know that that doesn't last too long. But I was really surprised when just after like 2 washes, my roots were already back to that normal color that it was before. If you remember, it was like really brown, basically my natural hair. I'm gonna come and show you guys. My bangs are completely my natural brown and you can see a little bit of like black on the bottom, and my hair up here is all black because this was from a permanent hair dye. And I think this is the perfect angle for you to actually see how brown it is. And I promise you this was after like 2 washes of the Manic Panic. So the color really only lasted 2 washes. If you wash your hair frequently, like more than I do, that probably would be even worse. I leave like 5 days in between washes. I noticed that after 2 washes, the color was almost completely gone, if not completely. I think it was a little deceptive, like I said, because I do have permanent dye in my ends. So I didn't notice too much, but when my hair is pulled up like this, it's really obvious when it's time for me to re-dye my hair, and I've been feeling it the past couple of days. So the dye that I'm going to try today, I did some research online and I found this brand, which is IGK. I got mine from Ulta.com. I know you can get IGK off their personal website, but I got it off of Ulta because I like using my Ulta credit card and getting points because then I could get money off. So that's where I got mine, and I got the shade Moon Dance, which looks on the box like it is just completely blue, but it is a blue-based black. And I have described in the past why it is that I go towards a blue-based black. Now, I used to really not like any blue or green undertones in my hair, but now that I've kind of did a little bit more research on like color theory and understanding what tones look the darkest black, blue undertones definitely look the most black, and that's definitely the look that I'm trying to achieve. So like I said, this is the first time I've ever gotten this, so I want to talk a little bit about it. I didn't talk too much about Manic Panic because I feel like everybody has seen Manic Panic at some point or used it in your youth. It's a really popular brand, but I hadn't ever heard of IGK, or if I did, it wasn't something I really remembered. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about the company and kind of like what the box says and a little bit about the process and the things that come in this box, just in case you wanted to have an idea if you wanted to try this dye. The first thing that really drew me into this particular hair dye is that it is Leaping Bunny certified. That's been really important to me when looking into new hair dyes, is making sure that it's cruelty-free. I'm gonna show off the back so it has a little bit more information about the products. It's also gluten-free, if that's something that you are looking for in particular. So overall, it just seemed like a really nice option. And it got some pretty great reviews on Ulta at least. So I was really excited to try this when I saw it, and I'm crossing my fingers that this is gonna be like a new staple. And this one is permanent again. I did have some people commenting on previous videos of mine where I was just using permanent hair color and they were recommending semi-permanent just for doing full head maintenance. And I really took that into consideration because I do want to protect my hair and not completely char it, especially box dyeing my hair at home. So that's why I tried Manic Panic, and I really just don't like semi-permanent hair colors. I would rather just do my whole head, and then I would just use the permanent ones to touch up my roots, because once the ends are like good, I feel like they're good to go. Like this has been in my hair for months and it is still like super black. So the purpose of me getting these is just going to be for like root touch up too, I think. I mean, hopefully moving forward, this will last well enough where it'll just be for root touch up. But I think that's the method I want to do rather than continuing to use semi-permanent hair color. That's just the way my brain has kind of gone, and I've definitely weighed out the pros and cons of doing that. but I think that just makes the most sense for me for the look that I'm going for, because I can't just keep having my roots come back after 2 washes. I just can't do it. I want it to die and I want it to stay. So that is why I have gone the permanent route again. So talking about a little bit of what is in this kit, it comes with the Color Block Barrier Gel. Not sure what that is. I'm gonna have to read this. I haven't opened this, even though it's open. I just got it that way. But it comes with Color Block Barrier Gel, which maybe is like for like putting Vaseline or something like on your skin so it doesn't do anything, I'm not sure. Then there is Rich Cream Pigment, Nourishing Color Developer Gloves, Post Color Treatment Mask, Stain Removing Cleanser, and an instruction mat. Okay, wait, that's actually really nice that they include Color Barrier Gel and a stain removing cleanser. That's actually super nice. And it comes with a mask, which I find pretty standard. The Garnier Olia I used to use also included that, but the stain removing cleanser and the blocker gel is really cool. I'm super optimistic about how this is going to look, and I just can't wait. I'm gonna open this box up now and grab everything just so I can see it all. Oh, okay. So this opens, even the packaging is like nicer than most boxes I've ever used. So it has a before you begin section. That's actually super helpful because I feel like a lot of hair care and like hair dye brands don't actually tell you how to properly section off your hair. Or maybe I just never noticed this. I think this is just like a little bit more in my face because it's right there when I open it, but I can't remember seeing that. So I think this is really nice. It's saying to drape a towel around your shoulders or put a t-shirt you don't mind getting stained. Grab a wide tooth comb, a few hair clips, a timer, and a cotton cloth. Divide your hair into 4 quadrants by center parting hair from back to front, then ear to ear. Clip each section onto head. I never do my hair like that. I'm very like lazy when it comes to when I dye my hair. I just do a bottom layer and a top, especially because I'm mainly just focusing on my roots. But it is really nice that they have that in there anyway. They also have an option to watch a step-by-step video tutorial, which is really helpful. Oh, this whole box is the instruction. Okay, hold on. So I have to undo it. So it opens up, it's like a storybook. Next generation at-home color. That is so cool. So I'll just do like a little unboxing with you guys. So here it all is. And this whole thing here. All right, guys, already presentation is like so much better than any other at-home dye I've ever used. So I'm really impressed. I just feel like I need a second because this is the first time I've ever done a hair dye and they included like good looking gloves. I'm gonna see right now if they're actually good because usually the gloves that come with dye are usually really like flat like a piece of paper, like you can barely even put them on. These are actually gloves. They have like a little stretchy thing on the bottom. Like I'm impressed, guys. And they're black. Like I'm really excited. It's the little things like this that mean so much because usually anytime I use a dye that comes in a box, I can't even wear the gloves that are in it because they're so loose or they're just so flat. Like the little crease is always right where the tip of your finger is and you just can't do anything with it. So I always end up throwing those out and using my own gloves. But if you don't have gloves, that's just a nuisance. So being able to have this is so much better already than anything I've ever tried. And it's, this is the blueprint now for every single at-home hair dye. Please give us this. This is what we care about. Let me show you guys the rest of what is inside. So this is Protect. This is step 1. They literally number them here in the order that you're supposed to do. And there's a how-to on the back. So in case you have any questions, even just based off of what it says here on the mat, it also says it on here. If you lose the mat, if you throw it out by mistake, the instructions will still be on each product. So that's so important. That says apply directly to the skin along your hairline and ears to avoid staining. So that is what I thought it was. It is like that barrier to protect, so you don't have to use like Vaseline or anything. Again, if you don't have that, it comes with it. And the case is so pretty. It's like holographic and just so cool. So this is number 1. I'll go to step 2 here. Step 2, the color. Again, it's in a really cute little packaging. Like, I'm obsessed. They like make doing it at home so much nicer because I feel like any other time you get a hair dye, it's like very clearly just like thrown together. You're just trying to do it like this. Kind of makes it an experience and something that looks a little bit more accessible to people at home. And I appreciate that so much, because there's people who literally cannot afford to go out and get their hair done, because I mean, it's expensive, and I mean, rightfully so. It's definitely an art, like doing hair, especially when it comes to like vivid colors and stuff like that. So I'm not saying anything like this to like take away from the profession, but it can be very expensive, and some people can't afford to go. I mean, a lot of people can't afford to go, especially in this economy that we're in. So being able to have something so accessible like this is just making me really happy that like people have the ability now to easily do this at home. So I appreciate it, not just because it's aesthetic looking, but also for like purposes that people can feel like they have the confidence to do it themselves. I think that's awesome. So anyway, I digress. I'm going off on a tangent now, but this is what the color looks like. I don't know why I'm doing the YouTuber thing to get it to focus, but in a little thing. So this is what we're going to add to the developer. And again, it's in this squeezy bottle, which I've said in the past, this makes it so much easier. Next, what is number 4? So 4 is this one, Treat. This is the post color treatment mask, again in this really cute packaging. And then the stain removing cleanser. So this is, you would just put it on a cloth, like if you have a hand towel or something, and just go around and fix if you did get anything on your skin and it stains. My bangs are gonna look insane for a second because too short to go anywhere. So the dye is anything like the quality of everything else so far. I think it's gonna be really, really awesome. I'm going to use the number 1, which is Protect. Oh, how long am I supposed to leave this on? 35 to 45 if you have gray. Okay, I don't have gray. So actually, I do have some gray, but like not a lot. Do you know that like age where you start to see like one hair start to come in gray and then you start panicking because you feel old? That's where we're at. So let's see. I never do this anyway because I don't really care if it gets on my face. I'm gonna do this for the sake of the video because I have it, why not? And it might make cleanup a little easier. I feel like I'm getting ready for like a UFC match. I always notice at the beginning, because I can watch the beginning, then I get freaked out because I don't like when people are like fighting each other. It makes me anxious. But they always put like the Vaseline like all over their face. So that's what I feel like right now. I think that's probably a good amount. I'm not gonna go too far down because hopefully I won't get it all the way down there. Next, I'm going to squeeze the entire tube of color, rich cream pigment into the Active 3 Nourishing color, excuse me. So now I'm just going to apply it to my hair. Usually I would brush my hair, but I forgot and I don't know, I'm touching it, so I'm just gonna hope for the best. Hey Siri. Oh shit, I turned that off. I've literally never used that Hey Siri function, and the one time I want it so that I could get music on, I turned it off. That feature is no longer active on my phone. How much do I want to listen to music? Clearly it was very important. Alright, I just applied all of it to my hair. I just tie it around itself and leave it on the top of my head. It doesn't say to cover it with anything. Sometimes I'll put like a bag over my head. I haven't been doing that for the past couple of times I've dyed my hair. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I set an alarm for 35 minutes, so I will let that set and I will come back once it's time to rinse it out. I just put it all over my hair. It's been up for 35 minutes. My alarm just went off. You can see some of the blue and definitely have some staining on my face, but you can definitely tell it's a blue undertone. I'm gonna rinse it out and then I'll show you what it looks like. I just finished rinsing out my hair and this is what it looks like. I did not brush it at all, so it might look a little tangled up, but it looks so even. I definitely can tell it coated my little bangs fully, which is really, really nice. I'm happy with the way that it looks right now. I do want to try to use this eraser just for the purpose of the video. I don't have too many areas to actually use it on, but it seemed to work in the small spots that I did have it. It is a liquid, so be careful. I tried to like dump it and it went all over the place. So just be mindful of that because I had no idea it was gonna be so liquidy in there. But yeah, that did super well to take any excess off my skin. I didn't have too much, like I said, but if you did, that might be super helpful just to get any of those stains. I will just go ahead and dry my hair and we'll come back for a final kind of showing of what it looks like, and a initial review. And this is it all dry. Ta-da! I feel like the color on my screen never looks the way it does in real life, and I'm always having to take pictures in sunlight and use them as like my thumbnail because for some reason the lights in here don't do it justice, but hopefully you can see. Don't look at my sideburns, I messed up. I cut them too much, but look at how deep and dark this color is. It is so saturated, and I didn't straighten my hair or anything, I just blow dried it so it's a little frizzy, but it is such a nice, beautiful color black, and it looks way better in person. I hope it's picking it up on the camera because I'm super, super happy with it. It does have that blue tint. Again, I'm using like warm toned lights, so it might be pulling a little bit more warm toned. Let me see if I could switch it to the cool if that does anything. Is this a little bit more? It looks sterile in here, but can you see the color? I mean, now it's gonna look extra blue, but I feel like this is a little bit more what it looks like. It seriously is a cool toned blue black, and I'm obsessed with it. Just a little recap for things that I haven't talked about yet. So I used the step 4, which was that kind of hair mask treatment. Essentially, after you shampoo your hair and it's all kind of rinsed out, then you're gonna squeeze it out so that there's no excess water, and then apply this mask for 5 minutes. And I left mine on pretty much how I do with my normal conditioner or like a hair mask. I would just put it on. I did all the rest of the things that I do in the shower, like just like wash and shave and whatever, and after I do all of that, it's about time to rinse it out anyway, so I use that. And I want to mention it smells so good. I was a little wary of how it would perform because I had a really bad experience with the Garnier Olia. I'll link a video to that. I do have a video talking all about the Garnier Olia. That was the previous dye that was kind of my go-to. That treatment that it included was not very good with my hair. It made my hair feel like it was dirty, so I never used to use that treatment, but this one I actually really like. It smelled amazing. I know that really doesn't have anything to do with how a product performs, but the smell was really, really nice, and I think it felt nice on my hair, and even now my hair doesn't feel like it's dirty. It feels really good, and it's not staticky. Like, that's another thing that sometimes hair dye will do to my hair. It'll make it really staticky. It doesn't feel staticky at all. I'm just overall really impressed with this dye. I'm not entirely sure if it's the treatment that made it kind of set this way, but I'm really loving how it's not super kind of staticky, dirty feeling. It just feels really nice. Rinsing out was a breeze compared to especially using Manic Panic last time. Manic Panic was terrible. It got everywhere. It literally was just a hot mess. Luckily it didn't stain much of anything, but this one was already just so much better. It didn't get all over the place. There's zero staining whatsoever, no staining even on my hair towel afterwards. So overall, even just the rinsing it out was a lot better than other dyes I've previously used. And then I tried to use that stain remover, but I didn't have too much to kind of use it on, but it's so nice that they include that anyway. I'm going to rate this dye. Literally, you guys, I'm rating it a 10 out of 10 because I'm so blown away with just the care and everything, how user-friendly it is, how nice the packaging is. I just think overall my experience of using this dye has been better than any other dye I've ever tried. And I've tried a good amount of black hair dye, and this is definitely at the top right now. I've never rated anything a 10 out of 10. I just really think it's so amazing, and keep in mind this is before wearing it. I will definitely put an update in the description box if I don't like this dye or I don't end up thinking it lasts very well or if it fades funny. But as of right now, just with the application alone and rinsing out my hair and how it looks right now, my initial impressions are a 10 out of 10. And if it lasts as well as I'm hoping it will, I don't think I'll ever use a different black hair dye. That's how happy I am with this one. I was not expecting to love it this much, but I'm really excited. I'm so happy I was able to share this with you guys. But that is it for today's video. I'm really happy I was able to share something I actually really loved with you guys. I will definitely update you in the description box if anything changes, but off of first impressions alone, this is definitely the best dye I've ever used. That is it for today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.